Hello. Testing one, two. There we go. There we go. Hello, hello, hello. Is that better? There we go. What's up? Hello, everyone. Yeah, we haven't done this in a while, so little rusty here, but we got it. We're here. Broadcast to Mars. Check one, check two. You guys all hear me? Appreciate everyone being in the chat tonight. And yeah, like I was just saying, we have quite the show tonight. We have a lot of interesting articles, a lot of little interesting things to go through. We got science breakthroughs. We got UFOs. We got mainstream articles. We got the weird stuff. You know, all the stuff you guys like. And yeah, we'll be going back through. I see some people in the chat. Shout outs to the Curious Bunny, my queen, and Spear Thrower. And yeah, that's we're just getting started here. People will be kind of trickling in over time. And yeah. So let's get into it. Let's start this off easy. Let's grab some videos here, some interesting stuff. You know what? I kind of want to open with this. I saw this video on Facebook, okay, and I thought it was freaking weird. And I wanted to kind of get your opinion on this. And let's go ahead and kind of get to this right here. So this is a strange UFO video that I saw. And usually, you know, when I see these kind of things, they're usually, you know, garbage, some fake videos. I don't really pay attention to them. But this time, this one kind of caught my interest. So let's check it out. Tell me what you guys think here. Kind of low quality. I'm not sure if I can get this. Yeah, that's kind of it. Best I can.
That shit is crazy.
Now keep an eye on this cloud right here. if you can see it. And make this bigger.
It's a fucking cloud with lights in it. Moving weird. I've never seen no shit like that. Cloud got sparkly lights in it. I've never seen no shit like that.
Now notice how this cloud, like, is turning. It's like, you know, one of the top comments, that's cloaking for sure, right? That's what it looks like. It looks like something's cloaked. And it's like turning and flying down from the atmosphere. Really strange. So I'm going to go ahead and continue. I'm going to roll back a little bit and keep going.
It's a fucking cloud with lights in it. Moving weird. I've never seen no shit like that. Cloud got sparkly lights in it. I've never seen no shit like that. Moving weird. You know, you see them sparkling lights in it. Never seen no shit like this in my life.
Well, now tell me, what do you think? You think that's weird? I thought that was pretty strange myself. Not exactly sure if it's real. Could be fake. I'm going to go ahead and play a little again, just a little bit, so we can kind of take a look here. But it looks like cloaking technology. Now, pay attention to the way it sort of flies around. It keeps like one section of the cloud.
Never seen no shit like that.
Look at that.
Moving weird. You know, you see them sparkling lights in it. Never seen no shit like this in my life.
Now, what did you think? Was that weird or what? I don't know. Is this some sort of glitch? Is this fake? Is this fake news, as they say? Is this some sort of not the CGI thing, or you know, one of the comments says it's just like a vapor cloud produced by like a soap factory or something. Dense cloud sort of floating through the city. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what the hell that is. But it's pretty interesting. Now, most UFO videos are kind of crap, and usually it's pretty easy to pick that out. But yeah, I thought I'd start with that. I saw that today. I thought that was pretty interesting. Now, we have tons of information today, but our main event is going to be about the potential secret space program. And what we're going to do is we're going to explore some articles talking about evidence of such. You know, we've got some stuff going on in Ukraine and all these kind of things. And maybe this secret space program is we can kind of see evidence there and in other places. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull up something here, like let's see here. We'll get to the kind of mainstream kind of thing, but let's actually start with this one. This one's pretty interesting. British scientists make nuclear fission breakthrough. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull that up here. Check this out. So I guess we are making some sort of technological breakthroughs on energy independence, for, well, at least the British are. And you know, couldn't come sooner with the gas crisis happening with Ukraine and Russia and everything like that. So let's go ahead and listen to this and see what we got going on.
Ions howling around the hollow donut-shaped reactor. Then the moment of fusion happens and ends just seconds later. If it looks a bit like science fiction, that's because until recently it was. No one has captured this much energy for this long from fusion.
This is a quest. It matters so much to find a sustainable form of energy for the planet. And over the last few years, we've had a bunch of hurdles, challenges that we've had to overcome. The results today show that we can do that, and we can overcome all those hurdles, those challenges. That's why it's so important to us.
Fusion's potential is huge. It's the process that powers our sun. Its fuel is in limitless supply, and unlike nuclear fission that runs conventional nuclear plants, there's no long-lived waste. With nuclear fission, atoms of radioactive metals split, releasing energy in the form of heat. In nuclear fusion, two different forms of hydrogen fuse together, making helium. But fusion releases 4 times more energy than nuclear fission. This is the engineering model of the inside of the jet machine. The temperature needed to make fusion happen is 10 times hotter than the sun, 150 million degrees. So when this thing is running, it's the hottest thing in the solar system. So nuclear fusion does have the potential to transform civilization, but the practical realities of making it happen here on Earth are enormous. Here at JET, for example, they must use more energy to achieve fusion than they get from it. But it's proven the science and is developing the tools like precision robotic handling needed for the next fusion machine, nearing completion in the south of France. The ITER machine, say fusion scientists, is the final step before a commercial reactor. Only commitment stands in the way.
We have shown them.
Only commitment stands in the way. That's something a lot of dictators and tyrants, right, would say. Only only commitment stands in way, comrade. You know? Yeah, I don't know. When I hear stuff like that, I get a little sketch. But yeah, it's interesting. Let's finish this up.
That this can work from an engineering point of view, from a physics point of view. The challenge is there.
I don't know. Hold on. Look at this.
Only commitment stands in the way.
There's that quote. Oh, there's a UFO right there. No, I'm joking.
We have shown them that this can work from an engineering point of view, from a physics point of view. The challenge is there. They cannot hide. But we've shown them that this is possible. Now, take it up and take it seriously.
The truth remains, fusion power won't be with us for decades. Too late for the current climate crisis. But given a fusion reactor makes 4 million times more energy per gram of fuel than coal, oil or gas, its potential to create a brighter future is just too great to ignore. Tom Clark, Sky News, Oxfordshire.
Pretty interesting. Okay, we got some nuclear fission coming out of the UK here, and yeah, so it's kind of interesting. Alternate power sources. You know, Justin, you made a great point. Oil companies gonna blow it up. Yeah, I mean, we've been doing that for quite a while, right? The only thing currently holding the whole world system together is called the petrodollar. You're not sure about it? I'd look it up. I wouldn't really have an opinion on world events without knowing that. And currently, it's a little unstable, you know, with Russia and China and all these other countries kind of trying to yank world trade in that direction. And that's another reason where people are a little worried about war, right? Don't want to use the W word. Yeah. So as we kind of interspace these articles and we go through these interesting one-offs, we're going to keep touching back to our main event here, which is the secret space program and what that means, right? So let's kind of find UFO. Okay, so let's look at this. So there are a lot of UFO uh, patents that were filed, right? Based on behalf of the United States Navy. And there was this guy named Salvatore Pius. That was the name that was filed under. And no one knew who this guy was. They thought maybe the name was abbreviated for some sort of secret message or whatever. Well, this guy has kind of come forward, and he had an interview on the Theory of Everything podcast. Now, if you haven't subscribed to these guys, I highly recommend it. They're really awesome. Theories of Everything with Kurt. I'm not even going to try and say his name, but abbreviated as Toe. So, yeah, let's get an intro. I don't know how long-winded it is. We're not going to sit here and watch this whole thing. It's quite long. It's 2 hours long, so we're just going to kind of skip around. But this was actually a really important event. Just to put on a precursor before we watch it, one of the most important events to happen this year is that someone who has access to classified projects came forward, made patents, and is now talking about, long story short, how space travel might work. So this guy is pretty confident on space propulsion. What are his sources? He made spaceships. Probably. You know, he can't officially say that, but read between the lines. So anyway, let's watch a little.
Recall that you can click on the
There you
timestamp in the description to skip this longish introduction. Salvatore Pius is an aerospace engineer, formerly working at the Naval Air Station and currently working at the United States Air Force. His patents and papers have attracted international attention for their potential military and energy production applications. If true and feasible, then they could change the way that we travel, communicate, as well as see ourselves in the cosmos. This is an exclusive interview and the first time Salvatore Pius has ever come on camera. This is part 1 of a 2-part interview, so if you have questions for Sal for next time, then leave them below. Click on the timestamp in the description if you'd like to skip this intro. My name is Kurt Jaimungal. I'm a Torontonian filmmaker with a background in mathematical physics, interested in explicating the variegated terrain of theories of everything from mainly a theoretical physics perspective, but as well as understanding the role consciousness has to fundamental reality. The plan is for this podcast sometime this year to lead somewhere, perhaps even earlier, starting with ideas in gauge theory, which begin in ideas in Lie group theory, and build up to the infinite categorical approaches to physics, like infinite categories and more.
Okay, not smart enough for this. Let's keep going here.
Podcasts of this quality and depth.
Blah, blah, blah.
U1 cross SU2 cross SU3, those are Lie group. Ground news isn't better news. Thank you and enjoy. If you can see this, type in.
Now, I want you to notice, I'm going to skip around here a little bit. Again, we're not going to spend all day on this, but I want you to observe how many times he tries to fish for this guy being like, in so many words, did you fucking work on UFOs? That's pretty much what he's asking. He's trying to ask about. This guy filed patents on behalf of the United States Navy. What are these? What are the patents? You know what? Hold on a second. Let's search it. Salvatore Pius UFO patent. Let me pull some of these suckers up. Boom! Look at this. The TR3B design is right here. And here are the UFO patents to sort of talking about, just some more graphics. I will do my best, because I don't think we have enough time to watch all of this and do all that. I will do my best to sum up how his theory works. But remember, I'm just a reptilian on Mars, so I never learned space travel. I got stuck on Mars before I could take that class. And obviously you can't learn that on Earth, because you're all stupid freaking humans. But yes, Salvatore Pius is a big deal in the UFO world. Emails show UFO patents went through significant, look, naval air warfare, UFO Navy patents. So this, the theory, right there he is. There's that guy, handsome devil. And let me see if I can get a little bit more information here. I'll actually post this up in here. Yeah, there you go. So it's pretty interesting. Kind of scrolling through real quick. Received his PhD degree, and Yeah, defense-oriented work. See, aerospace systems. My guy worked on some UFOs. Okay, so let's just get to it.
These pretzels are making me thirsty. These pretzels are making me thirsty.
I don't want to hear about your
Anyway,
sexual innuendos.
To make a very long, it's going to be introduced
I want to hear the question.
and don't 20 equations. All I
How did you come to these ideas? And
Here we go.
tell the audience about your story. How did you come to these patents? How did you come to these ideas? And what are these ideas?
Ah, see? Where the hell did you get your UFO Navy stuff? And what are these ideas?
Well, all right. It's a long story, but the whole idea started from Maxwell's equations, the heaviside version of Maxwell's equations. As you well know, Maxwell's equations is a series of 20 equations with 20 unknowns written in quaternion formulism. It's
What
they were
the
extremely
hell
hard
are
to deal
you?
with.
Yeah,
and don't
apparently.
forget, they were actually in each
Okay, let's skip ahead.
term for the pointing, for the subjected to accelerated spin and or accelerated vibration
Here we go.
via rapid acceleration transients. This gives rise to high energy electromagnetic energy fluxes, which are commensurate to high energy densities. Hence, it is possible, in my opinion, to achieve the Schwinger limit, that is, electromagnetic energy fluxes on the order of 10 to the 33 watts per meter square, which is commensurate to energy densities on the order of 10 to the 25 joules per meter cube. So in other words, you can lead to something called quantum electrodynamic vacuum breakdown. When you achieve, yes?
I'm so sorry. As an aside, for the audience, if you're not following what some of these terms are, don't worry, because as we continue...
Yeah, UFO okay, so I'm gonna sum this up because this shit is like pretty freaking dense. So it took a while for him to get these patents officially confirmed, right? Because like it's hard to prove science that you can't prove. You can't just crash the UFO at the patent office and be like, here you go. So it was actually hard to get this stuff into the mainstream patent approval, and he did. And so his theory, let's see.
It creates, for one, the Feynman effect.
Here we
This shows that it is possible to interact with the quantum vacuum, to generate such high energies.
What is the quantum vacuum? So he's talking about nothing. Like when you look out into the void of space and there's nothing there, that's what he's talking about. It's possible to interact with space, nothing.
Of an electromagnetic nature in this case, as to affect the energy densities locally of the space-time continuum. So
Great, and we're going to get into detail on that either in this podcast or the next one, because I'm still unclear, even though I've read quite a bit of your work, I'm still unclear what it means to interact with the quantum vacuum and pull out energy, but we can talk about that.
Oh,
right, pulling out. Okay, so that's not exact. Okay, so all right, so you know what, we're not gonna watch all this. This is too damn long. So I'm just gonna sum it up for you real quick. So long story short, this guy believes that if you not using a form of plasma instead of matter, you can now, okay, I know this is a lot of sciencey, weirdy kind of crap, but I'm literally proposing what this guy is saying. He probably worked on a secret space program, and he has patented basically space travel and what the government, the secret space program, has come up with. So this guy is bringing space travel to the mainstream on behalf of these military programs. So this is pretty crazy. So like this will eventually be in human educational textbooks. So just a little ahead of the curve if you're listening to this show right now, which good for you. So long story short, you can using like a pulse, you can basically generate more and more electricity, and instead of using the limitations of matter, the theory is that there's some sort of plasma that can be basically engaged with and pulsed to you basically create like a ridiculous energy source. And now with the secret military program having reverse engineered UFO stuff, they have this, but you use this to kind of convert into gravitation waves. Now these gravitation waves are supposedly high frequency. In nature, there's only low frequency gravitational waves, and that helps you punch a hole in the vacuum of space. What did he call it? The quantum vacuum, which is basically nothing. There's nothing there. So you move the fabric of space-time, all that stuff out of the way, and you create a true void. And that void sucks you in, and that's how you travel through space. So you basically leave space-time, and you no longer are affected by it, by its the repercussions of like going quickly or even interacting with anything in space-time. So you would kind of blip in and out of what we would perceive as reality. So pretty interesting stuff. Now, you're welcome, because I had to sit through that and figure that out, and that made my brain smoke. But that's basically how this guy says space travel. So we have some evidence of the secret space program. We'll come back to more secret space program stuff, but let's do a couple more articles here. I thought that were pretty interesting. Let's see here. Here we go. By the way, how's everyone doing tonight? You guys doing great? Say hello in the chat if you're still here. Shout out, and I will shout out your name. All right, so this is from bigthink.com. New AI improves itself through Darwinian style evolution. Now, if you ever listened to in some of my previous podcasts, I've always said that genetics, like life, seems like some sort of AI program. You can go and take a dump on a planet, and then the AI program runs, and then you come back and there's birds and there's lizards and whatever. It's an AI that develops off the resources of the planet and then competes with itself to become more and more efficient. That's basically an AI algorithm. So, so I mean, no surprise that they're using that sort of methods in this. So let's go and learn about this. Here we go.
New AI improves itself through Darwinian-style evolution. Big Think.
Machine learning has fundamentally changed how we engage with technology. Today, it's able to
talk to me, baby. Teach me something.
Curate social media feeds, recognize complex images, drive cars down the interstate, and even diagnose medical conditions, to name a few tasks. But while machine learning technology can do some things automatically, it still requires a lot of input from human engineers to set it up and point it in the right direction. Inevitably, that means human biases and limitations are baked into the technology. So, what if scientists could minimize their influence on the process by creating a system that generates its own machine learning algorithms? Could it discover new solutions that humans never considered? To answer these questions, a team of computer scientists at Google developed a project called AutoML0, which is described in a preprint paper published on AR14. Human-designed components biased the search results in favor of human-designed algorithms, possibly reducing the innovation potential of AutoML, the paper states. Innovation is also limited by having fewer options. You cannot discover what you cannot search for. Automatic machine learning, AutoML, is a fast-growing area of deep learning. In simple terms, AutoML seeks to automate the end-to-end process of applying machine learning to real-world problems. Unlike other machine learning techniques, AutoML requires relatively little human effort, which means companies might soon be able to utilize it without having to hire a team of data scientists. AutoML0 is unique because it uses simple mathematical concepts to generate algorithms from scratch, as the paper states. Then, it selects the best ones and mutates them through a process that's similar to Darwinian evolution. AutoML0 first randomly generates 100 candidate algorithms, each of which then performs a task, like recognizing an image. The performance of these algorithms is compared to hand-designed algorithms. AutoML0 then selects the top-performing algorithm to be the parent. This parent is then copied and mutated to produce a child algorithm that is added to the population, while the oldest algorithm in the population is removed, the paper states. The system can create thousands of populations at once, which are mutated through random procedures. Over enough cycles, these self-generated algorithms get better at performing tasks. The nice thing about this kind of AI is that it can be left to its own devices without any predefined parameters, and is able to plug away 24/7 working on developing new algorithms. Ray Walsh, a computer expert in digital research.
All right. So what makes this interesting is previously what they would do is they would have one program as the judge and the other program as the learner, I guess. And so let's say you have an AI play a game. You would have that AI play a game, and then it would just keep playing the game and trying to do a better and better job, while the judge would say whether or not it's actually making an improvement. This is a little different. This is one step more complicated, where they take the where you still have the judge, and that's based on like what already exists, and then you have a round of testers, and then the one with the best score gets to live, and the other ones are deleted, and then that one with the best score spawns variations of itself, like children, and then it keeps going. And that's kind of like how nature works, right? We have the sexual selection process. If you dead, you know, you can't really breed. So that's kind of like built into all the sort of selection processes. So it's pretty interesting. Now, you know, if you're a pessimist, you're going to be crapping your pants right now, scared of what could possibly happen. And when you let computers naturally evolve on their own without too much foresight, and I imagine that humanity will run into that problem at some point. You know, think about if you have you know, stock traders are always using the newest tech. Imagine if some sort of AI algorithm bot thing is released on our markets, and it's constantly getting better, and it finds a loophole. Well, it's going to produce children that are exploiting that loophole even more efficiently than it is. So, you know, in one night, it could ruin everything. It could destroy all the markets on the planet. You know, who knows? There's a lot of it's not really the technology that's scary, just like anything, right? Like the car isn't scary. It's that there are too many cars, or you get hit by a car. It's how technology is used. So, yeah, really interesting article. Cool, good stuff from bigthink.com. Let me know if you guys kind of, what kind of stuff are you interested in. And this is the kind of stuff I'm interested in. And, you know what? I'm in charge, and you should bow to me. So, yeah. The Enlightened Mank says, is it possible to have a vacuum surround air pressure? No, because air pressure requires an enclosed system, aka simple air pressure science. Is it possible to vacuum surround air pressure? No, because right. Air pressure needs an enclosed system to exist in, and then as you pump in more air, it becomes more dense, right? So that's kind of how it works. The physics proposed by Salvatore Prius that we talked about previously are some pretty mind-bendy stuff. I mean, we're talking about the fabric of space and time, the quantum vacuum that we simply take for granted and we live in, being sort of removed. Now, I will say a lot of UFOs and sort of alien abduction stories talk about these beings and these ships kind of blipping in and out of reality. Is it just that they are leaving our fabric of space-time? I don't know. And you know what? Let's get back to some of this secret space program stuff. Let's get to a mainstream article here. Let's crescendo this story. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of that one. Oh, and if you're interested in that physics and those patents, I posted them in the chat. They're there. I'm also featuring it right here. This is from thedrive.com. You can search UFO patents, and this should come up. Dr. Salvatore Pius. Very interesting. Very interesting. I would keep a close eye on that. This is literally the TR-3B. If you're not familiar with the TR-3B, the supposed government aircraft, that is not it. It's UFO. That's a pretty dope car, though. It looks kind of like this. This is supposedly the thing our military has developed. And this guy has taken ownership of the patents that were filed that would power such a secret device. But you know what? There's nothing here. Nothing to see here. All smokes and mirrors. And oh, what's this? Is this the New York Post? What's going on here? U.S. warships were chased by 2 car-sized balls of light UFOs. Well, I mean, this is completely unrelated. You know, no, there's no way. You know, everyone's seeing these triangle UFOs, and this guy's filing patents from the Navy about this stuff. But no, that's ridiculous. It's, you know, that has nothing to do with this. Let's look at this completely unrelated article in mainstream news. Let's see. U.S. Navy warship. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna post this article in the chat. You guys can check it out. I'm gonna find a video version because I am lazy. Lazy. I am. Go ahead. Punch this in here for video. What? And why doesn't this stuff come up first? Anyway, I'll distract you. Oh, here we go. Here. Oh, that video sucks. Oh, this video also sucks. What the hell? All right, we're just gonna do this. Wow. Okay, we're gonna be the best video on the internet. The standards are pretty low. Oh, here we go. Here's a video right here. Stupid. Oh, look, check this out. Check how smart. I'm gonna get rid of this stupid sucker. Bam. Look at that. Look at that, boys and girls. New York Post header. Okay, you guys know it's from the New York Post. Okay, I don't want to like delete their credit here, but yeah, we're gonna delete their credit. Here we go. All right, now we're gonna watch this. What the hell? This has nothing to do with that. God damn it, New York Post, you tricked me. Anyway, a U.S. Navy warship was shadowed by 2 car-sized balls of light that were unaffected by anti-drone weapons, it is claimed. Unaffected by anti-drone weapons. Wow. That is pretty interesting. That is a big freaking deal. That means that they shot at these damn things. Okay, all right. That means they probably found these things on radar and all that stuff. That is really exciting, actually. Wow, that's a huge deal. So, in the same year, and I hate to hit this home so hard, we have one guy coming out with UFO patents on behalf of the Navy, and then we have the Navy claiming UFOs are harassing their vessels. How much do you want to bet the Navy is flying its own UFOs around its own ships, and it's creating its own narrative to try and get the truth out? These are competing factions. The Navy, the Air Force, and the Pentagon. supposedly they are competing factions with their own programs, and the Navy wants to come public with it. They're like the good guys, and the some of the other ones, like the Air Force, who've supposedly made some bad deals with third parties that they don't want to come to light, don't want this stuff to come out. So is the Navy flying their own shit around their own shit and then taking photos of it? I don't know. I don't know. I see some of the chat. Carry out mouth, making you choose between me and troubled minds. Ah, yes. You know what? I tried to stream earlier. I was thinking about doing my stream, doing a nice quick short stream right up until Mike's show, and then letting it go off, and then joining Mike a little bit every night or a couple nights a week. Let me know if you guys think would be interested in that. I know Mike's show is really long, so I don't want to like look, if I had to like move around Mike all the time. Mike's always streaming. He's really long shows. It's kind of tough, you know. But I don't mind being kind of like doing quick shows, kind of up before his. I don't know. That'd be kind of fun, right? You know, of kind of being like a little intro, do a little news, then bam, Mike can go. And then I can hop in and you know, it'd be kind of fun. So I haven't really run it by Mike very well, but it could be something. So let's get back to this article. What is this article? U.S. warships were chased by 2 car-sized balls of light UFOs. Pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. We hacked the site so we could see a little bit better. Let's keep going. A U.S. Navy warship was shadowed by 2 car-sized balls of light. They were unaffected by anti-drone weapons, which is claimed. The USS Crazier is the latest vessel to have reportedly had a UFO encounter. As the U.S. military begins to open up about the mysterious phenomena. See, I think this is a disclosure project. We've heard this from supposed insiders that they are trying to get the information out. Documentary filmmaker Dave C. Beatty, who produced the 2019 film The Nimitz Encounters, about the Nimitz Encounters, the TikTok-shaped object, in October 2021. That's when it came out, but that apparently happened a long time ago. Yeah, at least 2 objects are said to have lurked near the 40,500-ton amphibious assault vehicle. Holy shit. That is a big piece of trash right there. Yeah. The phenomenon described by sources familiar with the encounter as odd and menacing balls of light. Man, I hope my balls are menacing. Yeah, you get it? I hope you guys got it. Are said to have been following a half mile behind the ship and around 200 feet in the ocean. So Beatty was contacted by a U.S. Marine officer, and yeah, it came public. Wow, what a shitty picture. But that's kind of, I guess that's it. This is at nighttime, and they're really bright and look like they're white. Mock-up. Yeah, what'd you do this in MS Paint in 5 minutes? God damn it. The weapons included anti-drone Ghostbuster-style backpacks and systems mounted on vehicles. What the hell? What weapons? Oh, the USS Series has been training at the time of the deployment, including with systems designed to take down enemy drones. Okay. So these vessels were dedicated to taking out drones, and they tried to use their technology on these UFOs, and they were unsuccessful. Wow, very exciting. I'm reading the chat real quick. Yeah, good. Everyone having some tea. Yeah, it's good stuff. Good stuff. The objects are said to have been spotted at night on the deck, and yeah, and who could not gain a thermal targeting lock on. It is understood the incident was recorded on video by the crew, but this footage was not yet been released. Marines on board are said to have believed at first the unexplained objects were part of a surprise training exercise. However, they discovered countermeasures did not disrupt the objects, which were doing swooping maneuvers as they followed the ship. Wow. Not ours. These were not ours. That is a scary thing to say. Wow. So anyway, this is a really interesting article. This is from, again, the New York Post. You can search warship chased by 2 UFOs. They set up. Okay, so here, this is part of the kind of ongoing battle for disclosure. Here's a little information. I know that Congress was briefed, and they've been putting pressure on these organizations to kind of come out with this information. And so the U.S. officials have set up a new office in the Pentagon, putting an official reporting structure in place for UFO encounters for the first time in decades. So a lot of the people who are pushing for disclosure from the inside, congressmen and whatever, are claim that this is a stonewall by the Pentagon. Time will tell, but it seems like the Pentagon is on the not going public with disclosure. So just a little disclosure lore for you. So yeah. So what once were UAP sightings that were ignored or never logged? Okay, this is important. Today, more service members are reporting them. This leads to the indication that more are being observed. Or maybe people just are getting famous and getting Netflix specials for talking about this stuff. So they're incentivized to talk about these things instead of not. Where before it used to get made fun of. You'd be the weirdo Men in Black guy. So yeah, very interesting. So good stuff. Good stuff. Anyway, the New York Post. U.S. warships chased by 2 car-sized balls. Wow. So let's see here. That's kind of our main article. Our main. Yeah, I got space COVID. I got the Mars cough, as they say. I didn't get it from a bat. I got it from sticking my reptilian limbs where they don't belong up here. So got a little a little cough going on. But let's move on. Let's see here. Here we go. This is so I like to have a little funny article every time we do a live stream. And yeah, we're gonna go to this. This is bigthink.com. Scientists have captured chimpanzees performing a bizarre ritual. Primate archaeologists say that chimps are going through their own Stone Age. Well, ain't that crazy? I know you chimps, you humans, should never have evolved further. Without us reptilians conquering you or running over you. But we're going to go ahead and listen to this article. I'll pause it at times and we'll check it out.
Scientists have captured chimpanzees performing a bizarre ritual. Big think.
Chimpanzees in 3 West African countries, Guinea-Bissau, Côte d'Ivoire, the Ivory Coast, and Liberia, have been observed taking part in strange behavior. They store a great number of rocks in the hollows of trees. Then, usually a male, takes one of the rocks, walks a distance away, grunts an utterance, and hurls the rock at the tree, leaving a mark on it. The rock is then placed back in the hollow to be reused in this manner again. No chimps east of these countries have been observed doing this. What's more, there seems to be no reason for it tied to survival. It has nothing to do with acquiring food, mating, or furthering one's status. Researchers say it might be a unique display of male power, marking the border of their troops' territory, or even a spiritual ritual. A team of 80 international scientists, led by Hjalmar S. Kohl and Amy K. Kalin, conducted the study. Kohl and Kalin hail from the Max Planck Institute in Germany. The team set up camera traps in 4 remote locations in West Africa, where they caught footage of chimps taking part in this unusual and so far unexplained behavior. Their findings were published in scientific reports, part of the journal Nature. Tool usage among chimps is commonplace. Getty Images. The authors write, "We found 4 populations in West Africa where chimpanzees habitually bang and throw rocks against trees, or toss them into tree cavities."
Chimpanzees habitually bang. I don't know. Are we talking about humans? I'm not sure. Let's keep going.
Resulting in conspicuous stone accumulations at these sites. Chimps have been known to use rocks as tools, to bash open fruits or nuts, for instance. Certain groups have even been seen using sticks removed of leaves and sharpened as spears for hunting. but they've never been observed taking part in behavior outside of that tied to survival. Over time, researchers found that this so-called ritualistic practice caught on in troops where males had taken part in it, with even a few females doing so. So could it be a spiritual ritual? Researchers on Cole and Kalen's team have likened the rock pilings to the types of cairns the indigenous people of these areas make. Cairns are piles of rocks that serve many purposes.
Saying
People have
Karens?
been making them since the Stone Age.
They've been making
They can
Karens?
signify where a battle took place or as a memorial, as a marker for a gravesite, a demarcation of territory, a signpost on a path, to denote a sacred site, and much more. This discovery transformed these 4 places from chimpanzee viewing areas to primate archaeological sites.
Wow, they're creating their own civilization to some degree. First evidence. So, study co-author Laura Kehoe made a statement that it caused something of an uproar. She mused, "Maybe." Hold on, let me try and do her voice. "Maybe we found the first evidence of chimpanzees creating a kind of shrine that could indicate sacred trees." It'll take a long time to prove such a thing, should it be true. Wow, what the hell? Soon the monkeys, the chimps, we're gonna start building tools. You know what happens next? Planet of the Apes, bitches. Ha ha! That's crazy. You should see. You ever see a chimp? Like a Joe. I'm gonna have a Joe Rogan moment, but you ever see a chimp with no hair? How jacked chimps are. You don't want to fuck with a chimp with no hair, bro. Look at this. Look at this sucker. Woo! Look at the muscle density on that guy. God damn. God damn. A chimp could tear your fingers off. Well, they usually bite them off, but he could tear your arms off. Like, see the difference? With the hair, it doesn't look as crazy, but look at that, man. Look at that. That is unjacked primate. Anyway, on. No, I don't kind of want to look at some more of these jacked primates. Look at that muscle mass. God damn. Holy snap, dude. Kind of looks like Joe Rogan, right? Hey, Jamie, can you pull that up? I think that Conor McGregor is the best fighter in the UFC. I've always said. I also say, I do DMT on weekends, and yeah, I just smoke it out of bananas. Good. All right. So that's pretty funny. We got Planet of the Apes going on over here. The monkeys are getting smarter. We're gonna go back to our main event here. We're gonna get a little weird. I know we're probably already a little weird with UFOs and stuff like that. We're gonna talk about the Farsight Institute. Here we go. Enlightened Max says the stones are melted buildings from the old world order called the Golden Age. I actually do have an article. Enlightened Mank, the Enlightened Mank. We got something from Atlantis. I'm gonna go ahead and drop this in the chat. We're not gonna get to this one tonight. Atlantis finally discovered. They're talking about the Eye of Solaris, potentially meeting the qualifications for Atlantis. See how Atlantis was described in ancient history. So there's been several times where there's been supposed advanced civilizations that were sort of wiped away from the face of the earth. I'm going to go ahead and drop that in the stream. Check that out. I know the Egyptian culture supposedly was a long one. And we're actually going to get in a little bit into that right now. So here is the trailer. Drop this one as well. Right here. So this is a group of remote viewers. Probably one of the best groups in the world that's public. The military probably has their own. They used to have one called Project Stargate. And yeah, this is Courtney Brown. He looks terrible. Pause like this. Let's give this guy a little bit more love here. There you go. That's a little bit better. He's the head of this institute, and he has a bunch of remote viewers. Their results are totally blind. They just dish out a number, And then the remote viewers, which is a sort of technique, psychic technique for interpreting information that we don't have access to, like the Great Pyramids of Giza. They did a program like that. Here, I'll Farsight. Nope, farsight.org. Farsight. Right here. So they have a bunch of projects on here, most of which are free. I believe the Pyramids of Giza are free. And this is they did this project with remote viewing, and they have remote viewing sessions, which I've actually kind of dipped my toe in, had some success with that. So yeah, and they talk about the different targets, the actual construction, and they come up with this theory. And yeah, I'll let Courtney Brown, this is the head of that institute, talk about an upcoming space program project, which is a remote viewing ETs in the secret space program. This is kind of what we're looking at, right? This is what we're going to be looking at. Michael Sala has posted this. He's great.
The celestial projects happened because as we went into projects one after the other, we found the extraterrestrials actually there all the time, and we weren't expecting them to be there. So when we did the Great Pyramid of Giza, we started that project by trying to say, okay, let's figure out how the pyramids were built. And we had all types of theories about how maybe it was done. Like maybe the area was flooded with water coming in from the Nile, and they used like boats to bring the rocks in and stuff. The last thing we were expecting was extraterrestrials in the Great Pyramid of Giza. And at the time, the viewers working on that, Dick Algeier and Des Smith, they had a strong hesitancy to do stuff that was extraterrestrial oriented because they wanted to focus on getting remote viewing by itself accepted by the mainstream. But, you know, we got what we got, and they were great remote viewers, and they just said, well, this is what it was. And so it turned out that there were extraterrestrials involved in the pyramid, in constructing the Great Pyramid of Giza. And extraterrestrial technology was used to cut the rocks and to ship the rocks. And they basically got the rocks to float in place. And they have other places, like Tiwanaku, Bolivia, other places where the rocks are even bigger. I mean, like way bigger, and they're perfectly cut, and obviously things are destroyed after a while, but some of the big rocks are still there. And they were quarried from far away. And those things, like, there is no possible way that those big monoliths, those big rocks can be moved without extraterrestrial technology. And so we just started to find the extraterrestrials in all of these places. And then we started to say, then we started to go after, basically, let me be honest with you, Mike, hoping that we could then get Farsight back onto more sort of traditional, less controversial stuff, like figuring out what happened with Pumapunku, figuring out what happened with the Nazca lines, figuring out what happened with sort of just regular archaeological type of digs. We started to dive into some of these other things, hoping we would get things that were sort of reasonable. We found the extraterrestrials there each and every time doing stuff. We found them controlling people, we found them enslaving people, we found them doing bad stuff, and we found them building the things we were looking at, and everything matched with the physical evidence that we have on the ground today. So then I said, okay, well, we should really just confess that the extraterrestrials have been involved with us from the get-go. And then we started just to bury into the question of what the heck have these extraterrestrials been doing all these years? The celestial projects.
Yeah, so this is the
all
that up. Premieres April 6th. Oh, this is today. Wait. Go back. At 10 a.m. This is out. All right. Do you guys want to watch this? Kind of interested? We could skip through. I have a Farsight Prime. There you go. Let's see here. I don't see it here. Yeah, so they have a platform called Farside Prime where you can look up all kinds of stuff, how to remote view, all these different projects. That's where a lot of the more private stuff is there. Yeah, there's a lot of, they have this whole narrative of what is reality and extraterrestrials and all that stuff. And you know, I don't generally just say that's true, that's what it is, but it's pretty interesting. At least they're getting their data from something, supposedly. Ah, Joestar says, how can I remote view? Is it a skill or do I need surgery? It is a skill that all humans have. We don't know why or how it works. The theory is that you have a soul, and you send your soul throughout the universe and you pick stuff up. Now, it's not like some woo-woo thing where you, like, you know, you take some weird plants and you turn yourself upside down. No, it's actually kind of a really slow and methodical kind of thing to do. You work it out on paper, and you're slowly perceiving the information in a field. And then you use sort of scientific methods to eliminate, to reduce the variability. So for instance, okay, let's say there's 10 of us and we're all remote viewers and we have one subject. In most of us get it wrong, which happens a lot. Most of the time the data is crap because remote viewing is hard. It actually is a hard thing, but it is a skill that you can get better at. You would work it out on paper. You'd be like, there's it's like dry here, and there's techniques for figuring this out. But it's dry. There's something hard. There's a structure. It seems like this structure is the main focus, and then you'd be like, okay, and that'd be like 10 minutes to figure that out, or 5 minutes, and then you'd be like, all right, I'm gonna focus on the structure. You focus on the structure and you're like, oh, it's flat. And I mean, it takes a while. It could take like hours to kind of do one thing and perceive it. So let's say you have your 10 remote viewers do this and you give them the pyramids of Giza. 8 of them come back with crap like cars and weird stuff like that. But 2 of them come back with triangle buildings made of stone. You know that those 2 were basically had it and were on the subject. These guys have been doing it for so long that most of the time they nail it. And what they found was, in a lot of important subjects in human history, there's aliens there. And what's weird about it is the aliens can see you and know you're there when you remote view. I personally have had a remote viewing experience where I don't want to like, I don't know. I don't know if it happened or not, but something came back. Like I was like, all right, fuck it. Something's weird here. I'm done. And then I'm laying there. I'm like, all right, cool. And then I felt that same energy again. I was like, oh, hello. And I felt it like probing me. Normally that means something different, but so it was a weird experience. So again, I don't know. The individual I remote view, the extraterrestrial being, was really annoyed that I was probing him and just trying to figure out who the hell I was. So anyway, that's what I perceive. Anyway, placebo, I don't know. But if you send 10 people to go talk about the pyramids and you don't give them any information, you don't say the pyramid, you don't say nothing, you just give them a number and they come back with it. And yeah, it's pretty interesting. Here, if you guys are interested in some of this stuff, let's crack some of these open. The JFK assassination is probably one of the best ones. This is loud as shit. The loudest thing ever. I'm gonna skip through. No, fuck that. Fuck you. Fuck this. Fuck that. Fuck this. Fuck this. Fuck you. Ah, here we go here. Guy right here. Yo, check this out. Check this the fuck out, okay? This. Watch this shit. Okay? Remember, this guy is given a number. Bro, he wasn't given like, you know, hey, someone died, this thing, that. No. He's given like 4, 5, 6, 3, 2, 4, 1, which is a reference code to a number. Then he does all his work. He's not allowed to interact with any of the other remote viewers or anyone. So this is completely done in a vacuum. So this guy's literally a super. This is like some Avengers shit you're watching right now. I'm gonna find some photos. If you're just joining us, okay, the chat was interested in remote viewing. This is the Far Site. This is a group of remote viewers who do projects. And this project was the JFK assassination. Completely done blind. No information, no nothing. No, hey, this, no, hey, no, that. This is that. It's literally nothing. You just get a number, okay? And this is what this guy's pulling out of his ethereal, spiritual asshole. Okay, so let's continue. And I watch you. I'm gonna periodically toggle back to the JFK assassination area. Come on, that's fucking weird. Oh, I'm not showing the video. Oh my god, I'm sorry, guys. Here we go. My bad. Here we go. Okay, I got you. My bad. Okay, sorry. All right, this is what this guy's drawing. Okay, that's what he's drawing. And as he's talking about it, I'm gonna back up just a few seconds. Let's look at the picture. All right, let's keep going.
Place. Big, imposing. It looks like it belongs like European in the 1800s, the mid or early 19th century. So my sense of this is the 1800s. Just because that's what it looks like. It looks like a big old building, turrets. Is that what I want to say? Turrets, spires.
This is the Farsight Institute, farsight.org. This is a free project. It is 2 hours and 20 minutes long. Smoke a doobie, sit back and watch this. This is not right now. I mean, go ahead and watch this whole thing. It's super interesting. But you could smoke a doobie right now if you want.
A couple of these, a bunch of these, big in the middle. Very imposing building, solid, fortress-like.
Yep.
And my sense of this is European, but we'll get back to that. But this is, aside from the park that I was in, this is the most significant visual thing that I see on target. This is my foothold. So we'll go back to this.
Look, he's got the towers, and he fucking nailed it. And look, even got this thing in the middle. Look at that. Insane, right? Can you imagine? Can you imagine giving someone to target your house?
It's big, it's imposing.
That you don't know, and they draw
gothic.
it.
It's almost kind of spooky looking, like it should be in
yep.
somewhere in Europe. Okay, so we'll walking around this place, and I'm in a city, and sounds of people murmuring, engine sounds, engine fuel smells. So there's vehicles here.
Look at this. There's a cross section right here. Right here. Or right here, whatever you're picking up. This is, I mean, I they're either faking it or this is insane. It's either bullshit or it's, you know, you know, you know.
Engine revving, like a revving sound. Brum. More buildings here. So I see people on the sidewalk in the streets. So this feels 1800s, but
what do you think so far?
but there's reminds me kind of like a flash mob, like everybody just shows up at a certain time of day, like we're all going to go here. Why? To see this.
Joestar says, 50-50. I need to try it myself. I understand your skeptical. Totally. And I also agree. I'm still quite skeptical. Most of the times it is kind of like doesn't work or whatever. But I will say they did predict the future a lot. So that's something you can't fake.
Yes. Okay, so they're going to see something. But it seems informal, like it's like a flash mob, like people didn't pay tickets to come here, or people didn't
Yep. Right so far. So let's keep going here.
Guys in this crowd have Vitalis, like Pompadour, that smell of Vitalis. What's the word? Their hair is Vitalis smells. So that would mean, now my time frame, this keeps feeling 1800. It just has such a look of Europe in the 1800s. But there's Vitalis smell. You know how smell will take you to a time? It would be my childhood when I was 9, 10 years old. When people used Vitalis and there's cars going by. What are they? They're talking. They're murmuring. Just like low, subdued voices. I hear the car engine revs. Pop, pop, pop. I hear.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and skip ahead a little here. There's some interesting stuff I want to point out. But if you're just joining us, this is the remote viewing of the JFK assassination. This was done totally blind by the Farsight Institute. One of the remote viewers, I forget his name, but he might be the best that ever lived. He might be. He's really good, and he's remote viewing the JFK assassination, right? And he drew this building before with these columns on it, and it looks exactly like this. This is the JFK assassination area, right? And he drew this. So we're gonna go ahead and skip ahead a little bit. If you want to check this out, you can go to farsight.org. It's a free project available to watch yourself. We're gonna go ahead and skip ahead.
Be like
people in the crowd. There's fear going on.
Certainly, fear and confusion. My sense of this
By the way, if you have not subscribed or liked the stream, can you please do so? We're still a pretty early stream here, and all those things really help out with our metrics and our spread and all that kind of stuff. And the more engagement we get, the more I'll do stuff. I've I've seen and I looked at a lot of stuff I'd love to share. Like, this is just one of 1,000 things. And, you know, the more engagement, the more I'm encouraged to do so. So I appreciate it if you like or subscribe. Or your other option is for me to destroy you, because I am a reptilian overlord. Yep, see? So he's capturing the people in disbelief. Something happened. Now, check this out.
Witness something that surreal disbelief. Gas.
Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to skip through and save us some time here. Here we go. Ah!
These people seem to be surrounded by teams of like squads, like death squads. They're trapped in an area. Bang, 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 bang. Scream, yell. Oh, run. The air is smoky. I can smell gun smoke, gunpowder. And there's fake IDs. There's guys with fake IDs showing like badges, like, hey. These guys aren't they're not in uniform. These guys are in street clothes, like a jacket.
All right, let's get a little bit more. It's pretty interesting, though, right? The JFK shooting.
Off to the side that are in uniform. Credentials, like we're the law, we're supposed to be here. These guys speaking clipped voices. They're professional. They're cold. They're not amateurs. They are, these are like CIA trained guys.
There's the magic the CIA killed JFK. If that's what their conclusions was. It was the FBI and the CIA, George Bush Sr. and President, or not president at the time, something Hoover, that H.P. Hoover or whatever. They met in secret and planned JFK's assassination. That is the conclusion that they came to. We can kind of go forward, but there was different human teens placed in there. The different,
not real young. Very capable, cold, calculating.
Look at all this.
Walk around. So they split up. This guy is like interference, like, no, it's okay, I'm official. And the driver drives them away. Now, on to this building because it's visually very distinct. When I close my eyes and get a flash of the scene, I always see this, but something's pulling me to that. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say this is what I think, is that there is people up here because it's the highest point in this area. This is command and control. This is the ultimate, there's spotters up here.
Have a good night, Joe Star. Appreciate
and
you
I
stopping
get a
by.
sense of radio communication.
So, yeah, so like they have a high-tech scrambler,
They're
assassination.
cold.
The assassins are on other. So these guys on this building are the info people, and these on this building are the assassins. That would make the assassinations from these buildings. So let's look here. Yep, there's two protruding things right there. Probably here. JFK was probably killed from this building. Or this one. Boom, boom, boom. And this is also, people were up here, checking out, hiding, getting intel. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? So that's the power of remote viewing. JFK, oh. Yep, so he finally figures it out. JFK assassination coup. And I'm going to go back through. One more thing I want to point out is this guy's.
But it feels like
together JFK assassination as well.
Place. So this is who is posing as a.
Oh, there's more. Hold on. One more thing I want to point out to you.
Event. And they were given orders. Feels like he's looking to see if.
And as I blacked out, so I pulled in two directions because.
I mean, it info. Okay.
Damn, I can't find it.
Confused for the event. A motion of power, which ends up with an explosive event at the end. Okay.
Yeah, see, this guy's figuring it out too. So he has his own methods for figuring it out. He's figuring out there's a force that goes here that ends the event. So yeah, really interesting stuff. A little bonus there, JFK assassination. Check that out. Again, that's the Farsight Institute. I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. There's a Martian storm kicking up here. Thank you guys for stopping by. I appreciate you. Appreciate the subscribers, of any new subscribers, any likes and comments. The Enlightened Mink, Joe Star, Bunny. I appreciate you guys for stopping by. Spear Thrower. And you guys all have a good night. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Keep in tune. I've got a lot more stuff coming around the corner here. Some pretty interesting things I think that you guys will like. I'm also going to take these these sort of projects and ideas, and I'm going to kind of wrap them up into sort of one coherent thought and present those to you. I've had some of those videos on the channel. If you haven't checked those out, check them out now, about the pyramids and all kinds of stuff. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and tune this out. So appreciate you for stopping by, and have a good night.